Students across the metro will head back to class within a matter of weeks, but how they return to school depends on where you live and, in some cases, you as parents. Here's a breakdown of how districts plan to welcome students back to learning this fall amid the COVID-19 pandemic. It's a back-to-school season unlike any we've experienced before. Georgia school districts and parents making the tough choices about how to continue the education of their children during this time of coronavirus. In Gwinnett County, the state's largest school district has left the decision up to parents. Digital learning or return to campus for the first semester. Classes have been delayed to August 12th. Students, staff, and visitors will be required to wear face coverings. DeKalb County school leaders have said right now it's too dangerous to return to campuses. The county's new superintendent says they'll start remote learning August 17th, taking a look at their plans every month to reevaluate. Atlanta Public School students will return to an all-virtual learning format on the delayed date of August 24th. The district's new superintendent says families have two options: enrolling students in the Atlanta Virtual Academy, taught by its teachers, or sticking with virtual learning from your home school. This option gives the flexibility to return to in-person classes if or when that happens. APS says it won't consider a return to traditional schooling until cases of COVID-19 hit what they call a moderate or minimal spread, and masks will be required in all buildings.
The city has moved back to stage one of their recovery process in light of the COVID-19 trajectory, and Fulton County has pulled back to stage one of recovery as well. We have to pull back and do what's in the best interest of our students and our staff.
Fulton County Schools has announced its students will return to a universal remote learning environment on August 17th. The district plans to continue releasing new details to parents. Cobb County Schools has moved away from an earlier announced plan to allow in-person learning and will now have fully remote learning for students instead. That removes the choice parents previously had between the two options. The superintendent says public health guidance doesn't make that possible. There's no timeline set for how long virtual learning will be in place, but the district plans to monitor the data to return to traditional classrooms as soon as possible. In Clayton County, all students will start the year receiving virtual instruction. The start date has been pushed back to August 10th. And parents within Forsyth County schools were also able to choose between traditional in-person learning and remote learning from home. Classes will begin August 6th with guidelines for those learning on campus, like hand-washing breaks, staying home when sick, students isolating in their classrooms, and all desks facing the same direction. A variety of choices and options as students and teachers gear up for an unprecedented fall return to class. We have a full list with more details on how Metro Atlanta districts plan to return to class this fall. You can find it right now on 11alive.com or inside our 11 Alive News app.